Hey guys, Cass here. This is installment number 3 in my Cooking with Cass series. I was supposed to have another one, but that didn't end up working out. So yeah, this is installment number 3. I was wondering, do you guys ever have late night cravings for something really sweet, but you don't want to sit there and bake a whole cake or sit there and make a whole batch of cookies? Well, then I have the perfect recipe for you today. We are going to be making a mug cookie. You know, just something you can pop in the microwave. And it's really quick, really simple. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff to do it. What you do need is a tablespoon of melted butter, which I have in this little cup right here. 1 egg yolk. You don't need the rest of the egg, just the egg yolk. Chocolate chips. A tablespoon, I think it's a tablespoon of sugar. 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt, and a 1/4 cup of flour. Now, I personally do not have any brown sugar right now. So if you're like me and you don't have brown sugar, you can either just use 2 things of regular sugar, or you can take some brown sugar and some regular sugar, do 2 tablespoons of that, and add a teeny tiny bit of molasses. That gives it the same kind of flavor, I find. So yeah, you take your melted butter, you pour it in to your mug, and then you also add the egg yolk. You're going to want to make sure you're getting all this out pretty well because egg yolk likes to stick. So yeah, try to get all the egg yolk you can out. Then add your sugar. And since I'm adding 2 tablespoons, it's an 1/8 of a cup of white sugar for me. But you would add 1 thing of sugar and 1 thing of brown sugar. Then I'm adding just a tiny bit of molasses. Just a few drops. There we go. Just a small drizzle. Just to get that taste in there. And then you want to mix that up really well. And it'll end up kind of looking like this little soupy, eggy mess. No, well, you guys can see that because I can't see my screen. But yeah, it'll end up looking like this kind of soupy, eggy mess. After that, you're going to want to get your flour out. Oh, you also want to put the vanilla in, which I almost forgot about. Do not forget about the vanilla. And if you want, you can add other extracts depending on what you like and what your personal preference is. I'm just going to stick with vanilla if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Just add a couple drops if I can open it. Not too much. There we go. That's enough. And mix that in with it as well. So once again, you still have this eggy, soupy mess. And you're going to take your flour, which I forgot to take out because I'm smart like that. And it's up here for some reason. I should be on the bottom. Okay. I'm all over the place today, and I apologize. It's kind of late at night. So yeah, 1/4 cup of flour, and mix that in. And I'll level it. Put that up. Add that to your cup. Mix that all together. And right now is also, if you were going to add any salts, which helps in the flavoring and in the actual rising, I believe. Right now is when you would add the salt as well. Just take a tiny pinch of salt, not a whole bunch, if I can find my salt. Wow, everything's missing right now. Tiny dash of salt. And then add that in, mix it in really well. And your dough should look something like regular cookie dough now. top like that. And then, of course, now what do but add the chocolate chips in. Just take a handful. It says to do 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. I just added a random handful. And you mix it all together. And of course, try to get it all off the fork if possible. And then you pop it in the microwave for about a minute. Try to make sure it's all scraped down to the bottom. That way it rises right. And while you're doing that, clean up the kitchen a little bit. So you're grabbing so don't get mad and peanut butter doesn't go flying. Peanut butter should not be going flying at all. It doesn't need to be going flying. I hope I didn't wake anybody up. Because it is pretty late at night. I would hate to have woken anybody up because, yeah, they get grumpy when they're woken up, so. I'm going to drop the bag for this. And voila, you have a mug cookie. And what I think is awesome about this recipe is you can actually do this with just this, or if you're baking cookies ahead of time and you have extra dough, you can freeze that dough into little, cookie lobs, and then you just pop one of them in here and pop it in the microwave, and it works just as well. So now you have a yummy cookie in a mug, and you can put ice cream on top of it, whipped cream on top of it, whatever you want to put on top of it, that's up to you. I'm going to go eat my cookie now and finish cleaning up. I will talk to you all later. Bye!